so? Sir David the Bard. Yeah, my lamp, I can bring my computer and my lamp over to me by a foot. Hey, I'm coming to you from Salt Lake City. I've been here for a day or so, and the church office building, Monson asked me to come down and consult with the 12. 2 or 3 of them are dead, but they just prop them up in chairs. They never say much. They just never say much. Anyway, I have a link down below, and it reminded me of something that I've never said in my videos, and I want this archive of videos to be the most comprehensive single archive of videos concerning the Mormon Church. I want you to know every single detail that I know, that I've seen, that I've heard. Then you make your own mind up. Here's the deal. The Mormons say, now here's another one of the videos. The Mormons say women are equal. We love women. They're not only good in the bedroom and the kitchen, but we've added they're good at jobs. We used to hate them if they worked, but when we found that extra tithing coming in, Jesus told us, let them work. Let them work. Women are basically property in the Mormon Church. Chattel, the old word for it. And I can prove it. Okay? I've been married 6 times. Okay? The first marriage, Janice, we were married in the Manti Temple. Well, that went for 4 years, 2 kids, Michelle and Nicole, and I made the mistake. I was a BYU teacher, and I was teaching dance, and a little gal from Colorado. I had hundreds of girls come through my classes, but you know, if you're a man and if you're a woman sometimes, you come across a certain person, how do I say it? You know, soulmate. They call it now a dual flame. Sounds like something out of a Coleman stove. But anyway, she caught my fancy, and you know, I never screwed the girl, but I kissed her and hugged on her and did things that a man who's married shouldn't do. So Janice and I decided to get divorced. Well, then I was able to go to my God, I can't remember the order. God, I'm old. I am so old. I must be 1,000. Methuselah is like a baby to me. Methuselah don't know shit. My second wife. What was my second wife? You guys know. You guys always correct me, and I love it. The guy that wrote in, I said, who's the god of the Hindus? And he said, I forgot it. It was just in my mind. Shit, you're just sitting in a mental institution with old boys on a bench. Here's the principle. Men don't have to have a cancellation of the sealing. If you've been married in the temple, a man can remarry. He can remarry as many times as he wants in the temple. Not the woman. Listen to the Bard. Not the woman. Now this has progressed or evolved a little bit over the last 50 years. But back in the days when I was a Mormon, boy, that hurts when I say that. Oh, God. I can feel that quad bypass just go. Anyway, I could get remarried. So, I did. I went and remarried, I remember, my girlfriend, Janet, was my second wife. Oh, 9 years. Oh my gosh. If a man has ever been in love with a woman, Janet, I was in love with. Oh my gosh. Her and I would go into another world, if you know what I mean. 9 years, 5 kids. We got divorced after 9 years, and she decided to marry again. And here's what the Mormon Church does. Not what they say. Not what they say. What they did to me and my family, and take a look at the link down below. Other people testifying to exactly what happened to them. Testifying. Oh, God. That hurt my heart, too. Anyway, when my wife, ex-wife, Janet, wanted to get married, my bishop came to me. Now, Janet was way up in Oregon somewhere, and I was in California. And the bishop came to me and says, your ex-wife wants to get married. I said, okay. Doesn't concern me. Oh, it does. It does. We need a letter from you. God, we've been divorced many years. Well, we still need a letter from you. So I said, well, do you need a letter how good she was at sex? A+. A+. Anything else you want to know? How she took care of the kids? Pretty well. B. No, we need to know what you know about her life. Now, this is Nazi propaganda where you have to tell on your parents that are they, rebels, or are they real German Nazis? Now, let me ask you something. The Mormons don't have common sense. They're in a bubble. They have no idea what the real world and real people do and what they're like. If you have divorced a person, it generally means you don't get along with that person. Is that a surprise to anyone except the Mormons? If you're divorced, there's things about that other person you begin to hate. You don't want to be around them. You're willing to sacrifice your job, your clothes, your money, your retirement, your house. That doesn't make her a very popular person in my life. So I have to write a letter. I have to write a letter of what kind of a person she is. Now, the bar is bigger. No, don't go there. Don't go. The bar used to be bigger. Don't go there. You're all in the gutter. That's my audience. I could have really ratted her out, as one of the people said on the link. Janet, when she was my girlfriend in high school, she had an older boyfriend. She had at least 2 abortions. He flew her to Mexico, and she had 2 abortions. For her and I to get married in the Salt Lake Temple, she had to have a general authority interview her that she is anti-abortion or whatever. And we got married in the Salt Lake Temple. So this is my second marriage in the Mormon Church. I didn't have a half a cancellation of the sealing. I could marry as many women as I wanted. But see, the woman can't. The woman can't, because she has to have permission now from me to remarry. Well, like I said, the bar is bigger than most people, and I'm not going to hassle the girl. I'm just not that mean. I'm just not that mean. She did steal my kids. I stole them back, and I got custody of them, and I raised them. So, be that as it may. So my point is, the man can marry as many times in the temple without a cancellation of the sealing, which I don't know what that means. It means like a letter that says you're not sealed to this person anymore. And when I said, well, what happens to the kids? Are they sealed to the original parents or the new parents that go to the... We don't know. That'll all be taken care of in the millennium. God's ways are not our ways. There's many mysteries, and you need to wear your garments and pay more tithing. Maybe that answer will come to you through personal revelation. So, the third marriage, let's see, Jeannie, Janet. Shit, I can't remember. Oh, Jeannie Weenie. Now, Jeannie was a returned missionary. Okay, she's a cute girl. God, I had her when she was 24, 23. God damn, she was a beautiful girl. Cheerleader. Head cheerleader. She used to always remind me, head cheerleader. She was the one that said, ready, go. The higher intelligent cheerleader, okay? And after I heard her story, I could understand why she was the head cheerleader. All the guys in the football team knew her as Jeannie, the head cheerleader. Anyway, cute gal, devoted Mormon, a returned missionary. Well, Jeannie and I were married in the Salt Lake Temple. Salt Lake Temple. And her new name was Rachel. Rachel is my one of my senior daughter's names. And we got married in the Salt Lake Temple. Well, anyway, she went and married. She went back to Oklahoma. Now talk about jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. She was from Oklahoma. She started to be human in California. Pretty little sophisticated gal to a point. Then she went back to Oklahoma. She took all her teeth out, put on a great big belt buckle that said Jeannie the Weenie. That's her ID now. And stole 4 or 5 of my kids. And married an alcoholic. She said to me, I should get into this shit, but I like it. And that's why I'm getting into it. She said to me, I don't like the way you pay bills. I said, why? I don't pay them. She said, that's what I don't like. I said, okay. I'd pay them if I had money. If I wasn't paying tithing, I'd pay my bills. The church says, don't feed your kids, don't put braces on them, and don't eat. Send the money to Monson. I was a faithful Mormon, I did. So anyway, she marries this alcoholic. Now, she didn't like being married to a mentally ill person. Now, we were married 18 years. That's a pretty long time. So she didn't want the mentally ill person. She wanted the alcoholic. So she went and married him. She didn't want the guy that didn't pay bills. She didn't like the way I managed the money, and they went bankrupt. There is a Jesus. There is justice. There is a Jesus. And she said to me when we were getting divorced, I said, gosh, honey, you look like you lost a couple of pounds. And she says, well, I found my true love in Oklahoma, and when you're in love, you lose weight. I said, God damn, your mother was 350 pounds. Was she never in love? I don't want to talk about it. Okay. So she marries the alcoholic, and then she has her stomach stapled. There is a Jesus. There is a Jesus. So anyway, she was the dumb one that threw the box, took everything from me, threw the box of her vagina pictures on my mother's doorstep, and there is a Jesus. I took her vagina pictures, and before revenge porn was popular, I probably invented it. So anyway, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And she was going to get married in a temple. Now, as time has gone on, the Mormon Church has been more and more fair. They didn't used to let women go to the temple by themselves. If they weren't married, women could not go to the temple. A man could, but not a woman. And here's the same situation where, they're asking me for a letter for my ex-wife to get remarried. So anyway, the point is this. The Mormons say that they love women, women are equal, they're God's gift, they take care of children, etc. And those are all the right words. My experience has been that women are chattel, still, in the Mormon Church. They generally, now I think they can go to the temple unmarried. Not used to. See, one of the reasons I'm doing these videos is I'm alive. I'll be dead in, who knows, a year, tomorrow. I gotta go to work today. It might be, God, I love that turbocharged car. Old men should not, and teenagers should not have a turbocharged car. It has changed my driving habits. Anyway, women are not equal. They haven't been equal, and I want to give you a historical perspective. That's not something I read in a book, not something Johnny's mom's great aunt, Uncle Ben's friend next door. It's here. And here. I've been asked to write a letter for ex-wives to get married. I've married in the temple, and an ex-wife can't get married in the temple unless she gets the cancellation of the sealing. Polygamy. Did you hear that? Polygamy. The men can get married over and over and over again, and you do not have to have a cancellation of the sealing. But a woman can marry only once. Then she has to go through all kinds of church rigmarole, red tape, and me to get a cancellation of the sealing. I told you, don't believe what they say, don't believe what they write, don't believe anything with Mormonism except what you see and what you experience. They say cult talk. Cults always say the right things and then do the opposite. That's a hallmark of cult talk. Hallmark of the symptoms of a cult. Symptoms? Yeah, I guess that's correct, a little bit. Not totally correct. Anyway, take a look at the link down below. Bard don't lie. I tell you all the time, these are things that have happened to me that I've seen with my own eyes and my own ears, my own experience. I'm not telling anyone to leave the Mormon church. Never have, never will. I'm not going to tell you how to resign. That's not my job. My job is to report as accurately and as fairly as I can what is the Mormon church all about. How they control their people, their doctrines, their policies, the church that never changes, the constant evolution of that organization, the hating blacks, hating gays. You can't be a cult unless you hate somebody. You have to continually stir up emotion. If you stir up thought, people leave a cult. But if you stir up emotion, us against them, the war, the end of the world, Jesus is coming, I don't want to burn. If you churn that emotion inside of a human being, they'll stick with you. They'll pay 10% of their money to the Mormon hierarchy and let their kids starve to death. The Mormon church is emotion. You take the emotion away. How do you join the Mormon church? You get a burning in your bosom. You don't get any MRI red spots up here that shows judgment or thinking. Read the Book of Mormon, pray earnestly, and in your heart, you know he's right. Barry Goldwater. I'm old. I swear, I think I've existed before, and I just volunteered to come back down here and to leave the Mormon Chronicles in my old age. So anyway, I've experienced it. Women are second class. They continue to be second class. They'll always be second class. The penis rules. The penis rules. So anyway, I'm praying, Pele El, and oh God, hear the words of my mouth 3 times in the true order of prayer, that women will be treated fairly and kindly and equally. And in the old days, before the 90s there, they were going to cut my throat if I said those things, rip out my heart and rip out my guts. And nowadays, when people say, hey, it's the Bard, how you doing? I just go, hey, health and enable, marrow on the bone, strength in the loins and sinews, power in the priesthood, be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. That's the name of the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip or sure sign of the nail. What is wanted? Equality, true equality for my sisters and all women throughout the world. Bard's gone.